everyone, Sheree here. Today I'm going to be creating a traveller's notebook spread using some awesome new stamps from Kerri Bradford Studio. I've decided to use one of my traveller's notebook spread pages as a full-size photo. So this was from a trip we did over the long Easter weekend. We went out to Mount Tamborine and did the sky walk there through the rainforest, and I just love this photo, how it turned out. So that's going to be one page of the spread. The other page will be my journaling and stamping, and I just wanted to show you I print my journaling out using Photoshop just onto printer paper, and I use corner crop marks. I think you can see it just there in the corners. So when I go to print in Photoshop, I make sure that I turn on the corner crop marks, and that makes it super easy for when you want to cut this out to the right size. So my page here, you can see I've already torn down that edge because what I want to do, you can see it's just a little bit smaller than the normal size page. I made sure my journaling was a little bit to the left because I knew I wanted to do this bit, and I want to put a piece of pattern paper down behind there, and my plan is to stitch down that side. So I've got a little touch of the green there, which sort of ties in with the colours over this side of the page, of the spread, sorry. Okay, so to the stamps. I love these new stamps. The first one's called Hello Summer. You can see here there's lots of awesome phrases to use for your summer pages. We've got the Hello Summer here with this solid colour that you can put behind the phrase there. There's Without a Care, these little ice cream cones here. It says don't melt, stay cool, sunshine on my mind, sounds of summer, sunny days, a nice day, barbecue, heat up the grill, warm is the best season, leafy trees and summer breeze. There's one on the side here too that says these are the days we live for, and there's this set of 3 trees at the bottom here. I'm going to be using that stamp in particular from this set. These are all, this stamp set and the next one are newly released for May, so make sure you check out the store if you're interested in these. The other one that's released this month is called BRB, which you can see here stands for Be Right Back. Or maybe not. There's also things like On the Road, and again we've got this solid stamp that can be put right behind that On the Road, so you could do like a light yellow and then stamp black over the top, or a darker yellow over the top of this to get that two-toned effect, so that'll be really fun to play with at some point. It says out of place and loving it, day trip, we'll travel for food. We've got these glasses here, and again you've got the solid one that you can put behind the outline of the frame. There's travel, I love maps, go this way, go see, do. This adventure takes place at. Traveller, a person who visits places for pleasure. The destination is on your right or left, and you can check the boxes there. And then we've got the globe here with another solid stamp you can put behind it, and a couple of arrows. Out of this set, I'm going to be using Day Trip and Go This Way. So I've already taken the stamps out, you can probably see them on the side here. Alright, the other 2 stamp sets I've got, I'm using About Time to do the month and the date. So this one was released last month, I believe, in April. So you can find these in the shop as well. And I love that scripty font, and then you've got the numbers here. You can also make them into a time if you wanted to as well. But today I'm going to use it for the month and the date. And the last set I'm using is the Go set. I've had this one for ages. You can see I've used it quite a bit, and I'm in particular using the camera in this top corner. It's a very well loved stamp. I use it quite often, and I think I always will because I love it. Alright, so that one's called Go, and that is also available in the shop. So they're the 4 stamp sets I'll be using on this spread today. So what I'll do is get myself organized here and get started. Back in a moment. Okay, so I'm getting straight into some stamping first up. I've got the 3 trees stamp on my block, and I'm putting lots of ink on there, and then taking it straight to some plain white cardstock, and that's stamped up pretty well first go. Alright, so I'm swapping it out now for another stamp, and now I've got Day Trip going on there. That's from the BRB stamp set. So again, lots of ink there. I like to take the stamp pad to the stamp rather than the other way around. I just find I get a better ink coverage So it is my preferred way to add the ink. So next up is the camera from the Go stamp set. And then I've got the other phrase that says go this way. And I'm lining it up on the grid on my stamp block. I find if you have a grid on your stamp block, it's much easier to get these long, thin stamps nice and straight. Very handy. So that's turned out pretty well. Now all I need to do is the month and the date. So I've got April going onto the block now. Just inking it up. I am using black StazOn ink since that's just what I had on my desk at the time. Now I've got the date there, so it's just the number 19. I'm just lining them up, a few little adjustments just to try and get them nice and straight. And now I can just stamp it next to where I've already got April there. And that looks pretty good. So I can go ahead now and grab my scissors and cut each of these out, and then they'll be ready to add to the spread. Alright, so now I'm going to add this strip down the side of my journaling, and I'm using a spare blank page as a guide as to where that needs to go, just so that I know I'm getting the correct size for my Traveller's Notebook page. So I just trim off the excess down the bottom there, and then I can go ahead and start adding my stamped pieces. So I've got the trees going under the journaling, I've got the little camera going at the top. I've also got another scrap of that green paper to go under the Go This Way phrase, and that just brings a little bit of that same paper onto the left hand side of the spread. So day trip and the date is going underneath the camera, so I can go ahead and stick all of these down now. I've just got double-sided tape on the back of each of these pieces, so it's nice and quick and easy. Just have the trees to put on there now. And then I will go ahead and grab my sewing machine, and I'm just going to add a little bit of stitching to each of those stamped pieces, except the camera. I think I do leave that one as is. So just grab my sewing machine, and that is now done. So I do like the texture that a little bit of stitching adds to any project, so that's why I always like to add a little bit to everything I do. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing how this one's come together. Let me know if you've got any questions, just pop it down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll also leave a link to Kerri Bradford Studio underneath as well, and I'll see you again soon with another project. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.